Okay, everyone, it's me. It's ya boy, as always. I just gotta say, man, thanks for the subscribers. Like, dude, I didn't think that making a foot video or a sidestepping video would attract so much attention, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And that was like my first tutorial, so uh I think it's really crazy. That's all I could say. I mean, we went from like 62 subs to like 140 or some shit like that. So, Mr. Beast, we coming for you. And then, yeah, sorry, I'm a bit excited over that. But, anyways, I don't know what else to say other than thanks. That shit's tight. And the fact that you guys like the drawings, that shit's tight. So, I guess, what I plan on doing with this channel is pretty much just teaching Tekken. So I don't really know if there's really gonna be any other things, or I don't know. We'll fucking see. It's like 100 subs, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I hit $1 million some shit. But anyways, I don't know if Tekken's gonna be a forever thing, but it kind of feels like it because I don't really have any ideas planned. But in the background, it's probably gonna be Black Ops 6 gameplay. Okay. I know I said that it was fucking trash, but then, I was like, okay, I can't refund this game. I have to, like, just give it a shot. So I decided to play a little bit longer, and I was like, oh, shit. Black Ops 6 actually, like, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I get it now, like, oh, man, I finally get it. Like, I get what they were going for. And, I will say, like, Zombies is definitely very unique. It's really fast. It's all about fluidity and movement. So I think it's really interesting. I love the progression in there too. It's so cool. There are some things I don't like in there, which is like I don't really like the rarity system. I think it's okay. The rarity system is okay, but I feel like it could definitely be improved upon. But that's like for another video. Like complaining about Tekken. Call of Duty. But anyways, I will say multiplayer sucks though. Spawns in there are completely broken and it's very landsliding, and it's not really fun. I will say I haven't played the campaign yet, but from what I've heard, the campaign is really good. That's my thoughts on Black Ops 6. I know I said it sucks, but it's actually really fun. Like I'm having a blast in Zombies. Anyways, other things that I've been doing is that I guess it was just like, I don't know, I'll talk a little bit about myself because other than just teaching Tekken, right? I listen to Chromakopia. I don't know if you guys know what Chromakopia is, but it's Tyler the Creator's new album, and man, that shit sucked ass, bro. Like, I don't know what it is, but I'm not like comparing. Like, I'm not trying to like be like, oh, I miss Tyler. Oh, Tyler was so cool. Okay, so here's the thing. I've been listening to Tyler since like Bastard dropped. Okay, like I've been listening to Tyler for a long time, and like, oh, it's cool. Like Igor was like definitely really good too, but I felt like after Igor, like Igor was starting to get really cool, but in a way, it's kind of like what DJ Khaled said. I don't know if you guys listen to rap or anything. I don't really listen to rap that much, but I just follow Tyler a lot because I kind of grew up with that music and that aesthetic and genre, right? But it's like Igor was cool, but like it's starting to get to that mysterious music shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, even like after Igor is Call Me If You Get Lost, right? I didn't really like any of the songs in there too, so I was kind of like, I don't know what the fuck Tyler's doing. Like, I know that it's like some composition and shit, like it's really artistic, but that shit just is not for me, And then I listened to Chromakopia. I had a listening party, and it was like, we all agreed, or it was just me and like one other person pretty much, but we're like, man, like this shit kind of sucks, like we understand that he like composed the shit, and it sounds like really well produced and shit, but I don't know, man. I just like none of the songs I would listen to. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, bro. It's some sad shit and so on and so forth. But I was just like, man, this shit is not like, it's not cool. You know what I mean? Like it just wasn't good. I don't know what else to say. I don't know if you guys listen to it, but it's just some mysterious shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't know. Like, okay, I will say this. I'm a pretty young fellow, okay? I think I'm like not even 25 yet. You know what I mean? Like I'm very young. I don't know if that's considered young, but like I know Chromacopia is about like midlife crisis and shit. And this just leads me to what I was thinking. Like I was looking at the analytics for my YouTube, and it turns out that most of my subscribers are older than I am. Like, you guys are like in the age of like 26 to like 40 or something, you know. I mean, it's cool. I really like, you know, respect, you know. I feel like you guys have a lot of wisdom, but I think it's really funny how, I don't know, maybe when you get older, age doesn't even matter. Like, you're learning from anyone, right? So it's like the fact that I'm a super young ass man and I feel like I'm teaching old people is really interesting, you know. I really like to me it like shows perspective. That's all it says. Like, the world is so big, you know what I mean? Like, I think that was crazy. I thought that everyone was like fucking little kids, like, oh man, I gotta, you know, like, I just picked this shit up to be like the best, you know. But I just thought that was really interesting. But yeah, man, I think maybe Chromacopia hasn't hit me yet because like I'm not in that situation, you know, like talking about like having kids and shit. I mean, I was making a joke that 5 years from now, which Tekken 8 is still gonna be going, I might have a kid, but that's a joke. I think Chromacopia, for me, I give it like 3.5 out of 10. Like, none of that shit would go on my playlist, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, if you guys listen to it, let me know what you think. Anyways, I'm gonna just talk a really quick section about like how I began my Tekken career. Okay, so I will say that I started Tekken like when I started high school, pretty much, which is like, you know, not that long ago, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, to me it is long ago, but it felt like yesterday, right? Like, it's not like I was still in high school when Tekken 7 dropped and I didn't know shit about it, right? My first experience actually playing Tekken was like Tekken 6, and I went over to my friend's house in like 2010, and it was like his birthday party, and he played Kazuya and I played Lars. That's how I got into Lars, but we didn't know what the fuck we were doing. And I also got tagged too after that because I was like, oh, Tekken is so fun. But, you know, I didn't know any frame data. I was like a fucking zoomer, dude. I was like 10 or something, you know. I don't even remember, but it was like on the old Xbox 360. But then it was like, you know, nothing happened. Tag 2 was a disaster, right? So I never knew what was going on. I just played for fun, and we had like a lot of customs there. It was pretty sick. And then, you know, Tekken 7 rolls around when I'm in high school, and I was like, hey, I got a bit of money from like my part-time job. Let's get it, you know. And I remember still opening it to this day. Like, I got a PS4, I downloaded that shit, and I was like, I'm gonna be one of the best Tekken players ever, you know. And I was consistently like, you know, didn't know shit about the game, obviously. I was just button mashing, and I said I wanted to be on the leaderboard, right? And I did, you know. I got on the leaderboard without knowing frame data, just like you guys, you know, just mashing and shit. But then there comes a time where you hit a plateau and you're like, fuck, I gotta get better, right? So that's pretty much what happened. And so yeah, I've been playing Tekken 7, and that's when I got serious with it. And then I, you know, graduated college, and I was still playing Tekken 7. And then after graduating, I was like, man, I gotta get my shit together. And then now I'm going back to school again to get another degree, and Tekken 8 is here. Like, literally, like, the year I'm going back. It's like, it's pretty interesting, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, that's all I could say, you know? I mean, I think it's pretty interesting. Like, I think the fact that growing up with a fighting game really teaches you philosophy, alright? I've always talked about this, but it was like in my older videos. I don't think anyone watches that. But I've always felt that Tekken 7 had some kind of philosophy, and that's what kind of drew me into it, that wanted me to get better. Like, I've always knew about this philosophy shit when I was in high school, but like, Tekken 7 kind of like helped you, or at least helped me explore it in like my own way, right? There's like the philosophy of winning, and it's kind of like the philosophy of war. It's pretty cool, you know? And it's like discipline and shit, you know? Like, okay, like we're getting a bit too far, but I was thinking, like, you know, if you watch Cut CC, that's one of the Tekken YouTubers I used to watch. I hope he's doing well. But yeah, like, I was one of the few YouTubers that would watch his philosophy videos on Tekken, and it was really cool. Even Eris would talk about philosophy of winning too, and I thought that was really cool. So like, the philosophy you bring in, you learn in Tekken, you could bring it outside of life. So I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, dude, that's where I started in Tekken. Like, I was a youngin', and then I never really competed too, because here's a story of my experience competing. Okay, like, you know, it might be some sad shit, like, you know, like black youngster crying and shit. But I think that guy's funny. But anyways, like I remember doing this. Like I was like it was like 1 or 2 years after Tekken 7 came out. I went to my first Tekken tournament because there isn't really like a logo around me. I went there for the first time, and it kind of was like a big reality check to me right away, right? Like I was like, man, like, you know, I mean, obviously life happens, right? But I was like, dude, I don't really know if I want to be like super old and playing games still. Like, dude, like all the people when I was there, I was like super young. Like I said, I was in high school. I went to my first local. I saw like a bunch of old dudes, like, I don't know, like 30 or 40, like double my age, and they were there still playing games. And I was just like, to me, that was like a big reality check. Okay, that's kind of like one of the reasons why I don't really compete. I've always felt that it's just too big of an investment when you have to have responsibilities and take care of people. You know, that's always how I felt. So, you know, it's like I couldn't do that. You know what I mean? But that was like a big reality check for me, and that's kind of like why I don't really like competing. Now, occasionally I would go do online tournaments in Tekken 7 because it was online. But even then, I really didn't like the fact that it just took too long for like one match. And you know, I guess like my priorities lied elsewhere. You know, like if you're into competing, go for it, man. Like, you know, that's cool. Like you do you. You know, like if you really want to be the best, go be the best. You know, but that first Tekken tournament, I had a really huge reality check, and I was like, man, even if I won this tournament, I wouldn't even be able to cover the cost that took me to get here. You know, that's like the biggest reality check that I got from me when I went to my, you know, the first local I went to, and I was just kind of like destroyed from that thought. You know, I mean, I don't know if you guys felt that, but that's how I felt at my first Tekken tournament. So it kind of made me be like, man, you know, it kind of gave me like a stump in Tekken, and I was kind of like, man, I don't really know if I want to keep going with this, you know, like I should do other things, you know. So I mean, honestly, Tekken's kind of like on and off, because like I do love the philosophy I learned in there, and sometimes, dude, I would spend days just grinding that shit out in high school, you know. So yeah, I mean, in a way, I kind of like really am thankful to learn this, because it's like, you know, I can't even imagine if, you know, I mean, could you imagine that, like being so thankful to Tekken? But it's like, you know, without this philosophy, I feel like I wouldn't be who I am, you know, in a way. So like even all these experiences kind of add up. So I think it's really great that such a thing could happen, you know. So I'm just hoping to pass this on to like people who wish to learn, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's my life with Tekken, you know, so far. And then Tekken 8 comes out. It's still not really interesting to me in a way. Like, it's cool for what it has, but it's like my priorities still lie elsewhere, you know what I mean? Like, it's really cool to, you know, still learn from it and certain things, but I feel like in a way I've sharpened this sword enough to the point where I'm okay with it being like this, right? But if you know this, Tekken is sort of like, or at least fighting games is sort of like a sword that you can always sharpen, and you can always keep refining it. Keep refining it. It's never the sharpest thing in the world, you know what I mean? But I'm at a point where I kind of feel like, oh man, I want to go like, you know, do other things to, you know, sharpen out other swords and shit, you know. That's kind of where I'm at. But I'm very, you know, grateful for what it's taught me, you know, and I just hope to teach that to other things. So that's kind of what I plan on doing with this channel. I mean, yeah, it's like I've learned so much from other people just watching online and just like being in Twitch channels and shit. Man, like, dude, I would watch so much Twitch channels of Tekken 7. I would be like, I know that player, I know that player. Even if that person's online, I was like, oh yeah, I know that player, I know who's main. Like, I would watch so much Tekken 7. But Tekken 8, I kind of been like lying back, you know, like it's a bit different is what I would say. So I just hope to teach you guys a couple things, like you know, what I've learned. I hope that the philosophy comes through. It's like, dude, you know that you're really starting to understand the game when you start to think of situations outside of playing it, right? Like, I played Tekken 7 so much, I could pretty much simulate the game in my head, like way back. Like, I was like at work, I'd be like, what would Marduk do? Like, what if Marduk did this? What would happen if I orbitaled? And they would like play a simulation in my head, you know what I mean? Like, it was that crazy. Like, you would learn so much, and like how to counter. Like, that's when you know that you're getting somewhere with Tekken, you know what I mean? But you know, I'm just rambling on. But yeah, man, that's kind of why I think I've been doing Tekken tutorials. So again, I'm very thankful that you guys are learning from it, and I hope like I improve on teaching too. So like, if you guys have comments or any questions, I will do my best to like answer that. You know what I mean? But again, I'm very thankful that you guys actually watch these tutorials and like my drawings. I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, man, here's some gameplay. I don't know what I'm gonna put up, but I'm currently just recording this in a mic. I really don't like online, so online is so fucking trash. Anyways, dude, the latest patch in Tekken 8 is also garbage in my opinion. Like, this doesn't change a single fucking thing. It feels like a buff for Dragon of. It doesn't matter if it doesn't wall splat, cause like you're still +8. He's still able to do a free mix-up. Like, dude, you're kind of fucked. You can't even mash there because he has like back 4-3 to still catch your ass. So you can't even sidestep it. It's like, what's the point of, you know, making it so you don't wall spot? You just have to take another 50-50, you know what I mean? But anyways, enough rambling. So, yeah, that's my, I guess, whatever subscriber special, you know, 100 plus subscriber special. I'm very impressed with myself and you guys watching it, you know. I am thinking of coaching and watching replays, but then again, I think it's currently, like, at the moment right now, I wouldn't say that I'm not gonna do it, but I'm thinking about it, you know what I mean? But we'll see what happens. Usually if you comment, ask for some feedback, I'll do my best to help you guys out, but we'll see. I might, no promises, man. But anyways, that's all I'm gonna say. Bye bye.